This morning, I turned up at the office to an email, and it's the kind of email that no business owner ever wants to receive, and it's an email that I've experienced many times over the course of me being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, and it still upsets me. It still upsets me, and I'll read it out to you in a moment. But it hurts. It genuinely hurts. The email subject title is Termination of Service. The email goes on to say, Rob, it's been a while. Unfortunately, after the services of Paragon now for approximately 20 months, I'll no longer be continuing after the end of February. Workload is healthy. I'm struggling to justify the ongoing support and generating new leads. Thank you for your team, all the hard work of supporting me in the business. Wish you all the best luck going forward. It's a horrible email, right? There's some positives in there, I guess, but it's a horrible email. That termination of service, it rips straight through your heart, makes your legs wobble a little bit. And it does. I can't lie. I have to be raw and transparent here. I hate losing customers. I hate losing clients. And this podcast, I want to talk about sort of those emotions that go through one's head when you do lose a customer, when you lose a client. Again, because I've no doubt that if you're listening to this as a business owner, then it's something that you have gone through. Maybe it's something you are going through. And if it's not something you've gone through, that is something that you will go through. You can't keep 100% of all clients. So I'm gonna use today's podcast as a bit of a counselling session, just to air some views, air some thoughts, talk about, what it feels like to lose a customer and client, in the hope that together we can find some solace. Hey, and welcome to today's episode of From Bedroom to Boardroom. I'm your host, Rob Spence, a multi-award-winning entrepreneur. I took my business from a bedroom to a boardroom in actually, I should probably put a figure on this. I think it's about 6 years. We are 8 years in business now, I guess. But this is the podcast where I talk openly, I talk raw about what it's like being a business owner, what it's like being an entrepreneur, in the hope that if you are listening to this as a business owner, we can find some similarity, we can find some common ground, and maybe together, because it is lonely as a business owner, I hope that together we can find the right solutions and find some camaraderie moving forward. If you are listening to this potentially looking to start your own business and you just want some inspiration, again, I'm hoping my sort of rawity, is that a word? My raw commentary, I guess is probably a better way of saying things, and my honesty helps you, again, moving forward, and will help you when you do start your business. And perhaps maybe you're an employee, maybe you're a colleague of a business and you want to understand what happens sort of at a higher level. Again, I hope my transparent nature here will help you. In today's episode, I want to explore what it's like when we lose a client and those raw emotions that go on. At the start of this email, I should say, as always, I've got my warm cup of coffee. I hope you've got something similar in your hand as we pull along here. Let me just pull that email up again. So listen, losing clients, let's not be around the bush. It fucking sucks. For me personally, Look, allow me to be honest, I hate losing clients. It really, really bugs me. Really bugs me. And, I mean, look, this situation is probably different to others, but it really upsets me. When I set my company up 8 years ago, give or take, I set the company up to deliver the best of the best service, to be the best of the best. That's why the company name is called Paragon, because if you know what the word Paragon means, Paragon is the finest cut diamond in the world. But second to that, it also means best of the best. So I could say your chef is a paragon of his trade, or your handyman is a paragon. They are the best of the best. And I wanted to deliver the best of the best service. And I guess there was an arrogance there, thinking that if we are the best of the best, why would anyone go elsewhere? Why would anyone leave us? Why would anyone want to choose a competitor of ours? But the fact of the matter is this, and I've learned this the hard way over the years: clients come, clients go. And that is the nature of the beast. I do believe that, of course, to the victor are those that are able to hold on to clients for longer, hold on to customers and win more customers than competitors. Of course, it's basic business. But they do go. There is a natural churn. There is a natural turnover of clients and a natural turnover of customers. And it is the nature of the beast. I used to take losing clients really hard. really hard. It gets better over the years. You know, when the first clients leave, it really hurts. And as a business owner, you do feel like it's an emotional kick to the stomach, because this is you they're rejecting. This is your business they're rejecting. This is your baby they are rejecting. This is everything, you know, that when they say they don't want to work with you, that's on you, and that's on your team. So of course it's naturally going to hurt. And I guess maybe I would argue there's no harm in that. There's no harm in that, especially as a small business, especially as a small to medium-sized business. It hurts. I think as you grow, and again, I think there are varying factors in revenue and everything else in between. It might get easier. You know, let's say, you know, do Tesco get upset that I don't shop there anymore? Probably not. Like, it's for them, it's nothing, right? But for the gardener who has, you know, 10 customers and clients, and one goes elsewhere, that's a kick in the stomach, right? So I think we cannot lie, and we cannot be all jovial. It fucking sucks, man. It really sucks when a client goes. And again, I when I read this email, it hurt. And I think for me, what hurt the most was, we have worked with this individual for a long time. 20 months is a long time. Full transparency, the revenue isn't a lot. You know, it's not going to sort of impact us. And again, that kind of brings us on to another topic, I guess. But it doesn't hurt too much because of that fact. But it still hurts because I still see it as a rejection. Now, again, I'm just going to bring that email back up on my phone. So I guess the positives here is that he's not, from what I can read, and again, I want to make clear, I've not spoken to this individual yet, and I will do, and I'll talk about that in a second. My workload is healthy going forward, and I'm struggling to justify the ongoing support in generating new leads. I thank you and your team for all the hard work we have put in supporting the business, and wish you all the best of luck going forward. So this, in my eyes, is quite a positive way of breaking up with me. You know, it's not a negative, you guys suck, you guys are rubbish, you've not done this, you've not done that, you're overpaying me, yada, 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 I've not heard from you in years, X, Y, Z, I don't want to be with you anymore. Because that raises more questions and other issues entirely. It's look, I just don't need more leads. I literally do not need your services anymore. I guess it's like someone saying to a gardener, I don't need you to cut my lawn anymore because I've put decking down. That's the way I'm kind of reading into this. So there is some solace there, but it still does hurt. Now, my advice here, I guess, is this, and this is the advice I would love to give to my younger self, and I'm hoping that I can impart this wisdom on you. This person, okay, normally, again, sometimes there's caveats, normally when a person leaves you, when a client leaves you, they are not rejecting you, they are not attacking you, they are not turning you down. There are always occurrences that will sit behind the scenes, right? There are always occurrences that will be going on in the background. I believe strongly that communication, whenever you lose a customer or a client, is critical. I see this email as I could play this two ways. I could email back, say, no worries, thanks for everything, all the best. Or I can maintain that relationship. And for me, my next steps will be to empathize and understand the email. I would like to go for a meeting with this individual to ensure I understand the reasons why that person's leaving. I'll make sure that person is handed over to everything that person needs from us to make sure that his business, his career will thrive without us. I will also then make sure that bridge is open for them to come back in the future. I will also, during that stage, be seeking feedback. Now, again, I think that this is something that is really, really critical, but shouldn't be sort of over-relied on either. I will be seeking feedback to understand why that person is leaving. Of course, this person's been quite open and honest, and I hope that is open and honesty. And again, I'll probe to see if it is. If it's not a problem. We'll understand the reasons why. It seems like this person is leaving because they've got from us what they need, which again is the ideal storm, the perfect storm. And it means that actually, if that is the case, the door is open for potential work further down the line. But in conversation, what I want to hear from this individual is, what did they like from us? What did we do well? What did the person enjoy? But also, and better than that, what did we do wrong? What could we have done better? What could we have done differently? Sometimes it's down to communication. Did we not speak to the person enough? Could it be that the person didn't get the right results? Is it the person didn't get the right kit or the right equipment from us? Sometimes there are things that as a business owner we can improve on and do better. And they are the stuff that I'm going to be trying to seek out and find out. My caveat, and I guess my word of warning to that is that I do believe that a business owner or a business shouldn't always change to the demands of what one customer says or what one customer wants, because sometimes we forget that we are living in this huge world where we can't be the right fit, the right person for everyone, right? We just can't. And that's something that I had to learn, or I did learn, I guess, the hard way. It took me ages to understand that. But we can't be the right thing for everyone. You look at Henry Ford, the guy who invented basically the modern day motormobile. He said that if he had listened to his customers, then they would have just wanted faster horses. At the time when he was creating the automobile, people didn't want cars, they wanted horses. So if he had listened to his customers, he would have made faster horses and faster cars. But instead, he went his own way and built the automobile. He built the car. It's the same if a restaurant, they cannot fit to everyone's needs. Nando's won't listen to a review from, a Michelin star critic going, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that, and then try and change for that, and then lose their whole audience of that sort of cheaper end sort of dining out, did they? They say, look, this is us, this is our market, we serve this, these are our prices, this is how we deliver it, we have our customer base. So I do believe that it's really important as a business owner, as a business leader, as an entrepreneur to listen to feedback, to see what could be changed, and to ensure that, I guess, the standards of what you aim to achieve are set out, and to make sure that what you aim to deliver, again, are set out. But I don't believe that a business owner should swap and change for every single person, because believe me, I've tried it and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You cannot please everyone. Sometimes you've got to find your tribe, you've got to find your crowd, you've got to find your audience and sit in that bracket. It's as simple as that. So listen, I come to you today raw. I've just lost a client. And again, I lost a client last week. Don't worry, we don't make a habit. we don't make a habit of losing customers and clients. It's just sometimes the nature of the beast. Now, this client that we lost last week is a bit more of a kicker. They impact quite a bit of our monthly turnover. Again, just quick maths, probably about, to be fair, we've sort of varied a little bit. At the minute, it's probably around sort of 10 to 15% of our monthly turnover. So it's a chunk. But I guess now I've said that out loud, probably not as big a chunk as I first panicked. But that one hurt a little bit more. But again, my same thesis went in. I spoke to the customer and client, understand their reasonings. I believe that there is stuff there that we do need to fix on this occasion, which we are going to fix internally. But the beauty of it is I believe that the door is open for future. If we can prove to them that we have listened, that we can improve and that we can deliver, then I believe that they will come back eventually. And that's something that we're going to be working really hard on. So listen, if you are listening to this and you've recently lost a customer, don't panic, right? Don't panic. There are more customers out there than you believe and understand that there are. I think, again, maybe another post and another podcast we need to talk about is sort of diluting and diversifying client portfolios, because again, I think it gets worrying. I spoke to a client yesterday of ours who 95% of their business came from one client, and that one client pulled the plug. 95% of their business in one client. That's worrying, isn't it? That's worrying. That's scary. All of a sudden, boom, the plug, the plug's been pulled from the bath and all that water's gone. It's shocking, right? So maybe there is a post we talk about where we talk about the need to diversify and spread our portfolio a little bit. But listen, clients come, clients go. Yes, I believe that we should do everything we can do to keep hold of clients. But the fact of the matter is, you're not going to be, 8 years in business and have the same client from day one. It's near enough unheard of. It happens, but it's near enough unheard of. Your job as a business owner is to deliver the best service, the best quality, to keep that sales pipeline open, to ensure that when one goes, you've got something easily to fill it. And you've got to remember, it's a big wide world out there. I think one thing that I know that I'm really guilty of is thinking small. We have been and we are, I guess, a small business that's grown from a bedroom to a boardroom. And sometimes I still hold that small business mentality. And I think that's coupled with the fact that where our offices are, we are in a village, and you get so caught up in this small sort of village life, this small village world with a small village bakery, a small village mechanic shop. Do you know what I mean? And you get into that mentality. And it's actually when I go out there, when I go into the big wide world, when I go down to London, I think, wow, there are so many businesses out there that we can help and support. That one client that's gone, it's not going to matter in 10 years' time when I'm sitting on a yacht. That sounded arrogant, but they do. Every client matters. You know what I'm trying to say, right? So listen, I really appreciate your time today in joining me on From Bedroom to Boardroom. I would ask of you a really, really big favour. No matter where you are getting this podcast, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever, I ask of you one thing. Please hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe. That means that you will get to hear about this podcast first. You'll get notified about it before anyone else. But second to that, the more subscribers we can build, the bigger community we can build, the more we can invest into this podcast, meaning the better value that you get on the back end of it. So please just take those 2 seconds to hit that follow button, hit that subscribe. I've been Rob Spence. I really appreciate you joining me today. Have a great week ahead. And until next week, all the best. This podcast was brought to you by Paragon Creative Studios, a full in-house production team based in the heart of the countryside in Leicestershire. Not only do Paragon Creative Studios have podcast production studios available to hire per hour, but we have a full in-house team that can help you write, produce, record, and distribute your podcast all under one roof. If this is the year that you want to start your own podcast, then do get in touch with Paragon Creative Studios. Just give them a search online, head on over to paragoncreativestudios.co.uk or check out the link in the comments below for your free consultation.